As the weather warms up across the West Coast, over 1,000 people now will attempt to walk from Canada to Mexico. One local hiker and his friend pulled off something that would even impress Lewis and Clark.
We were getting some press from a local Reno newspaper, and the heading of the article is this trip a death sentence?
Shawn Forry can tell you now, walking the famed Pacific Crest Trail in the off-season is not a death sentence. At least not for someone who has walked an estimated 20,000 miles over his lifetime.
The day or two before we actually left, where we found out there was a couple in the 80s that attempted it and met their ultimate demise about 300 miles in.
But Forry and his friend Justin Lichter made it 2,300 miles farther than that couple. On March 1st, they became the first hikers ever to make the trip during the winter months. From British Columbia to Mexico, they walked for 131 days.
We'll keep our days short.
Forry works for Outward Bound California, a San Francisco-based nonprofit that introduces students to the outdoors.
I've been on trips where it's the first time a student has been outside of the city and they see a cow in the field, and it's almost like a eye-opening experience for them.
His eye-opening experiences happened on a much larger scale. He walked nearly 1,700 miles through the Cascades without seeing a soul, melted snow for drinking water, and even considered quitting when frostbite started to set in.
The first thing you see is just white blanched skin. It almost has like a consistency of like chicken or frozen chicken.
Chickens would have quit. They kept going in the middle of the California drought, which ended up being more of a curse than a blessing.
It almost created more hazards with the lack of skiability that the low snowpack had. There was times where we were walking downhill in ski boots, carrying our skis. That's not how you want to be going through the High Sierra.
Oh my God, what have I done?
The PCT was the focus of a recent movie, and before that, the book written by Cheryl Strayed. 1,500 people hike it in the warm weather, and Forry welcomes all comers.
When people understand what something is and it's just not a bunch of homeless people out there walking around, they're more likely to support it or want to do it themselves, so that idea of conservation comes out.
And we're back to wrap it up with this week's Day Center Award.